a playlist original.
Hey, what's up? It's your host, Torry, and who is ready to be petty? Welcome back to another episode of RTBP. I am so glad you're here. I am so excited for today's episode. I'm joined by Nora of the State of the Union pod. It's on hiatus though, but you can still check out their Insta. They do stuff on their stories. And then at Finding Nori on TikTok. And we are talking about a very fun, very controversial week in pop culture. I actually want to do my patron shout out to Nora. She is a lovely one of the petty betties, and I just appreciate Nora so much because, okay, this is embarrassing because she's going to be listening to this, but like she is so funny and so kind and 0% like awkward. Like we met in person after just, DMing a few times on Instagram, and we had the best time. And it was like meeting a friend that I had known for a really long time. So she's super funny and she shares the funniest shit on the Discord. And Nora, I just really appreciate you as a friend and a patron. So thank you so much. If you're interested in joining our Patreon, you can find us at patreon.com/RTBP podcast. I post an extra bonus episode each week, and then you get access to our patron Discord where we chat about the episodes, what's going on in celebrity gossip, and many other fun things. And this week's episode is going to be with Nicholas. He is joining me to do a full Midnight's rundown. So that's going to be super fun. That will be out on Thursday. And thank you so much if you attended our live stream. It was so much fun. It was scary because we hadn't done it before, but I just had an absolute blast. So thank you so much for coming out and supporting that. Last but not least, before we get to today's episode, I was on the podcast X Knows All with Christy. She is such a freaking gem. And we talked about Queen Kristen Cavallari. So go listen to my episode with Christy over at X Knows All. Okay, folks, that's it from me. Let's get to the show. Here is my conversation with Nora. I'm back with a very special guest, Nora. Nora, how are you?
I'm good. I'm really excited to be on RTBP.
I'm so excited you're here. Oh my God, stop. So, okay, let's tell the listeners how we met.
Yes.
Okay, so I just posted, I was like, hey, everyone, I'm going to be at the Beyond the Blinds DC show randomly.
Yeah.
If anyone's going and wants to meet for like a pre-drink, let's meet up. And then you were the only one that messaged
Yeah, I swiped up and I was like, oh my God, because I was hearing you talk about that. Like, oh, I'm going to be in DC. And I was like, no way. Like, I'm going to be there. Like, I want to go to this show. And I knew that if I like brought a friend with me, that they would be like super overwhelmed by it. And also they talked about, what was it? It was like Joel and Benji Madden.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, this would have probably been a lot for like the average, the casual pop culture enjoyer. So I was really glad that you were going to this show, and yeah, we got to meet in person, and it was really nice. I love an internet friend.
Me too. We went to this cute little tiki bar in the DC, like,
yes,
what was it, like the docks, or
it's
the wharf?
Like, yeah, it's kind of like where all of the like concerts, and there's a lot of like corporate hotels. It's also where, for American listeners, Senator Joe Manchin, he's like a really bad one. Not to get political on RTBP, but we are in DC. He lives on a houseboat, and his houseboat is like parked there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he says that DC rent is too expensive, and so he has a houseboat.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show is super fun. The drinks were good. The crowd was really good. Torry and Kelly were really good. So that was super fun.
It was funny. It was a good show.
And you do host a podcast, but it's currently on hiatus. State of the Union.
I do. I think that host would be a little bit of a stretch. My friend Charlie and I, we started podcasting maybe 6 months ago. I think in January. We put out an episode and people really liked it. Just our friends and stuff listened and really liked it. And then we were kind of inconsistently recording. The hardest part is editing. I'm really
you're telling me
at editing podcasts. But I always like to say I also have a TikTok, so follow me on TikTok.
Yes.
I had a TikTok go viral a couple weeks ago where I was ranking lesbian TV couples. And I still...
Oh my God. I probably saw it and didn't realize it was you.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you after.
Yeah.
I'm still getting comments because people love controversy. And I get hate comments and views and stuff from that. Because I've always thought I could go viral. I could be internet famous if I just put in a little bit of effort. But sustaining that effort is really hard.
So fucking hard, trust me.
But I am pretty good at saying moderately controversial things. And, on TikTok especially, people can run with the smallest little thing. They'll be you said
totally
this. And I kind of thrive off of that.
Oh, that's so interesting because I feel all of my friends that are TikTokers are the opposite.
I will get a comment. I'll look at my this is every time I look at I open my TikTok, there's new people commenting you said this, I can't believe you said this couple was bad, etc., etc. And I'm look, these are just my own personal opinions. You should agree with them because I'm right. I'm always right. And if you don't, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
That's so funny. Okay, plug your TikTok. What's your handle?
It's at Finding Nora. Finding Dory, movie starring the Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes, Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
Okay, I am so excited to chat with you because I feel last week in the pop culture sphere, it was so dry. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, everything happened. Everything all at once. Everything everywhere all at once.
What was I'm trying to think of the first thing that really happened this week.
The Selena and Hailey picture. Okay, so let's get into it. We're gonna talk about the Selena and Hailey picture that broke my internet.
Yeah.
The Olivia and Jason leaked text messages. Yes. James Cordon being canceled. The Glee documentary. Billie Eilish and her new BF, and then Billie Ray and his new fiancée. And then Nora is going to nominate a Pettyweight Champion of the Week and share her This Week in Petty story. So I never thought in my lifetime this would happen.
Never.
If I had to, you know how everyone's let's do a pop culture bingo card for this year. It's I never would have ever thought of this.
Right. The fact that they were in the same room and their body language, they were so close.
So close, because that's the thing is I feel over the years, at certain award shows and stuff, they've crossed paths in a crowded room.
Yeah.
But the way that this picture, I want to dissect the body language because, okay, so they were both at the Academy Museum Gala, which is also just random. It's not this was the Met or the Oscars or something. Right. And there was a few photos released and they are gripping each other with the most gorgeous smiles I've ever seen.
They both look so beautiful.
I know.
They're
was
both
annoying
so
to
beautiful.
Me.
But
I know.
Yes. I know people shit on Hailey Bieber, but she's so beautiful.
She's so beautiful, and I love her style so much.
And she's so, influential. I put chrome powder on my nails now because of her. And, she has, her Hailey Bieber smoothie at Erewhon. Everybody does what she does, whether they want to.
Totally. Or not. It's interesting, though, because I don't see her as, a Gigi or a Bella, but maybe she is. because you're right, she does definitely influence, like, I would say, like, streetwear and stuff, like the boxy shoulder blazer and shit.
Yeah, I feel like Bella is definitely more of like the trendsetter, but
Yeah.
Hailey is like the perfect like trend follower. But she also like comes
Yes.
up with her own stuff, I think, sometimes, like her nails.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
she's not
Yeah.
gonna gatekeep, which I respect.
Yes, that is one thing she does really well, I feel like,
Yeah.
is especially with those nails. She definitely, like, that was a
Oh,
moment.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like she seems like trying to do creative projects, but then also is kind of just like a socialite. So I feel like she's in
Yeah.
this like weird category.
Something that I was thinking about the other day is the fact that she and Hilaria Baldwin spend holidays together.
Together.
That really messed with my mind. Like I was just like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, like they probably exchange Christmas gifts. Like it blows my mind. So the picture of Selena and Hailey, do you think it was like planned beforehand? Like Selena slid into Hailey's DMs was like, "You're trying to promote stuff. I'm trying to promote stuff. We're both going to be at this gala. Like let's take a picture and then like never speak again." Or do you think they really just authentically bumped into each other and were like, "Let's snap a photo," or what do you think happened?
Really don't know because like the skeptic in me wants to be like, it was PR, it was totally staged. They're both promoting their stuff. Like Selena has her documentary coming out, obviously. And this is like good for the narrative that they're like friends or like at least just photographed together, like literally
Yeah.
between the internet. Like that's great. But
Yes.
part of me is like, maybe it was just like a photographer found both of them and was like, hey, let me get a picture of both of you. And they, got whatever attention from that. Like I
Yeah.
could,
Obviously, that's the dream scenario.
yeah, like I could see that going both ways. If I were like hired to photograph an event and I saw Hailey Bieber like here and Selena Gomez like here, I would be like, how can I trick these two into like merging together to take one singular photo? And it was probably like really awkward. And they were both like, hey, and then just didn't speak after the photo.
Yes. Yes. I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about how the photographer would get like between 10 to 20 comments on their Instagram posts. And then they posted this picture and it immediately had like 20,000 comments.
Yeah. So just don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess the Hailey and Selena beef kind of feels like it's doing more for them than their,
Projects.
or like their like
Yes.
beef or whatever people are interpreting with that, like kind of feels more beneficial to them than if they were just like, no, we're fine. Like, we don't hate each other.
Yes. Okay. So that's what I was kind of thinking too, because it's kind of like that thing. Like, I think of Kristen Cavallari all the time because it's like, and Stephen Coletti, it's like,
Yeah.
they didn't want to talk about the thing that everyone wanted to talk to them about, which was Laguna Beach.
Right.
Hailey and Selena didn't talk about Justin but that's anything, like, that's everything people cared about. And then I feel like they finally had a change of heart that was like, okay, if this is going to be the thing that people continue to ask me, like, I might as well like capitalize on it.
100%. I also think that like I don't think that there's like any real bad blood between them. Like I do think that Justin cheated on Selena with Hailey and then cheated on Hailey with Selena and like probably was still in love with her for a while. I don't think that I hope to God Selena never gets back with Justin Bieber. Like I think he's a real piece of shit.
Yeah, totally.
And so maybe it's also like she has some sympathy for Hailey, like she knows what she's going through because like Selena was kind of in a really bad place, it seems like, when she was dating Justin, and like Justin doesn't seem to be in a good place right now either. And like from every, blinds and stuff that I've heard, it doesn't seem like a good, happy, loving relationship. And like I don't know, I feel really bad for her. Like I look at her with like sympathy that like she probably didn't know what she was getting herself into.
Yeah, 100%. That's a good point. Like, Selena does seem like a really empathetic person. And you're right. I think she looks back on her relationship with Justin and she was like, it was fucking toxic.
Right.
And you're right. Maybe she, you know, reads the news or talks to her friends and realizes, yeah, that Hailey's going through a tough time, and she's probably like, A, I dodged a bullet, B, I can like maybe like support you, or like just not support you, like I'm gonna like actually continuously help you, but like reach out and just show a sign of support.
Yeah, I don't see her hating or being like resentful. Maybe Hailey, because she seems, I mean, Hailey's always on the internet, so she seems like she has a real petty spirit in her, which I love.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, me too. Like, I would be like that. Like, I know that people are like, oh, for celebrities, just like keep your mouth shut and nothing bad will happen and stuff like that. I'm like, I would be the Hailey Bieber, like, stitching TikToks and shit like that.
Yeah, definitely. Also, there's just like so much shady stuff going on with Justin, like throughout the timeline of their relationship. Because I feel like when he was with Selena, that was like the height of both of their fame. And now he's kind of like fallen off a little bit, which like does make me sad.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that it's kind of inevitable for someone who was like so big, so young.
Yeah,
and like
100%.
exposed to a lot of shit. So I don't really know. Like, I feel like this relationship with Hailey, like it's concerning a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe she'll listen. Hailey, if you're listening.
Yeah. She is chronically online.
Right. Well, I am too, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to see if they have like another run-in together. I don't know, maybe this picture will just ease tension. So like when Justin and Hailey are at the next Met, they're not like, do you remember last year when everyone was chanting like Selena, Selena? So
unreal.
Yeah, it's so mean. So maybe this will like kind of like calm down some of the like Jelena stans.
Yeah.
And like I'm a Jelena stan. I want to make that clear, but like I'm not like in the worst way possible because I think Justin Bieber is like truly awful, but I'm not on Reddit being like fuck Hailey, like yeah, they need to get divorced. Like I'm quietly a Jelena stan.
Were you a big Justin Bieber fan?
Yes.
Okay. That
I wasn't like, so I went to his concert and but like I didn't have like merch or like I didn't bring like a sign or like, do you know, like I was like, I would say if it was like a scale of 1 to 10, I was like a 7.
Okay. I was in middle school during like peak like Bieber fever, and like I was also in middle school to early high school and peak like One Direction era, and
love
like,
it.
So there were so many girls who were like at a 10, like doing the most.
Yes. Yes.
Fun to like look back on and be like, wow, wonder where they are now.
Yes, 100%. Because like going to that concert, like I remember in front of me was a dad wearing a leather jacket, and like on the back it was like, my daughter made me a believer or something, like it was like a believer or whatever. Like it was pandemonium for sure. So yeah, I wonder how those girlies are doing.
I know.
If you're one of them, like DM us.
Yeah,
like,
let us know.
Update us.
If you like ever photoshopped a picture of you over Selena's face.
Yes.
With Justin, like just DM.
Yeah, DM the pic and we'll discuss from there.
Yeah.
So Olivia and Jason like won't get the fuck out of the news, and I'm like so tired of it.
My God.
It's getting like exhausting. Like I saw a podcast and it was like, we're gonna cover like the updated like don't worry darling stuff or like Olivia and Justin stuff, and I literally was like delete or Jason stuff. But this week there were allegedly leaked texts from Olivia and Jason's nanny of their kids. You know, it revealed a lot about kind of maybe what went down like during the divorce and when she got together with Harry Styles. What were your like biggest takeaways?
I feel like, okay, The salad dressing thing was really fucking funny.
So funny.
That was my biggest takeaway. Everything about like Jason Sudeikis like being a piece of shit, I was just like, yeah, that, I don't know, that tracks. Like, I don't view men in Hollywood as like good people.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like in my heart, I'm like, oh, I'm so over this. But then I see something new and I'm like, but I'm gonna keep paying attention. I'm gonna keep coming back for more Don't Worry Darling drama. Also, apparently the movie was released on Prime this week.
Oh, wild.
Yeah, like quick. Right when this happened.
Oh, so again, do you think it's fucking fake?
I don't know. I don't know what to think at this point. I don't know. And like, I went to see Don't Worry Darling. I mean, I had to legally.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay. I wasn't impressed, but I wasn't like angry. I wasn't like, I can't believe I wasted my time. It's like funny to see Harry on screen.
I feel like he's the biggest draw for me, but I just like, I can't muster the courage to go to a movie theater and watch it. But if it's on Prime, like I definitely have Prime. So
yeah, I think I
would watch it then.
I think it like just came out on Prime now, but I feel like when there's like a public messy divorce, it's either like I feel like it can go either like a Britney and K-Fed way where everybody picks a side, or it can be kind of like this where it's like there's really no clear
winner
or loser. It's just like two messy people who are in the spotlight and probably have too much money at their disposal to just like be messy. But I did think it was funny that Olivia Wilde posted the salad dressing recipe.
That was super funny.
That was really, really good.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, there's moments where like you're super funny. So I don't understand why you can also be like this annoying.
Yeah.
So they released a joint statement, and again, I don't think it helped either of their cases. And I just feel like, yeah, both teams are doing so much press and PR shit for, I don't know, just it's not worth it. Like their careers to me and their, you know, like their projects are not worth it. Like I've soured on Ted Lasso so much. I'm like, I really do not want to watch season 3 or whatever.
Yeah. I am wondering how Harry is coming out unscathed from all of this. Like he always comes out unscathed. I'm a Harry Styles hater. I'm gonna admit that. Trigger warning to the listener.
yeah, everyone's like, exit out.
Everyone's like, nope, we love him. I don't care. I'm gonna speak my truth. But he always comes out of these things like completely unscathed, and I don't understand like how he keeps doing it time and time again, because he's like cute and charming, but like I don't know.
I know sometimes I'm like, he's not that cute and charming, and like maybe we'll get canceled over this because like I basically give Justin Bieber so much slack because I think he's cute and charming. So like I am the biggest hypocrite. I'm gonna say this is the most biased opinion ever. Yeah. But I'm like, he literally is still the press's like angel, and I was like, I don't love who you surround yourself with. Like Olivia seems toxic. Yeah. And then kind of leads us into our next story, which is James Cordon getting canceled because Harry and James are also BFFs. Yeah. So I just, you're right. Like I guess it's because in a lot of people's eyes, he can do no wrong, and his fame has surpassed any possible cancellation. But I don't know. I do
think that like I can see him going in the Leonardo DiCaprio way, where eventually he's gonna get kind of old and ugly, and we're gonna find his behavior like repulsive,
atrocious,
like, right? Like nobody looks at Leonardo DiCaprio and is like, what you're doing is totally okay. Like what you do.
That's
in your life
so
is fine.
true. Okay, that's so sad to me because Leo like literally that was really sad. But like I actually kind of agree, and this is like I feel like a really hot take, but like really valid, because you're right. Leo DiCaprio was like the it boy of the 90s. And then, yeah, he got like that scrubby beard, wears a newsboy cap, and like is graying. And now he like is only beloved by like fellow A-list actors.
Right. And he like dates 24-year-olds.
Yes. And honestly, I've talked about this on the podcast before. The way Harry Styles' hairline is going,
oh my God,
he needs to take immediate action. Yeah. I'm dead serious. I'm dead fucking serious.
No,
immediate action, immediate intervention, because he could, you're right, he could end up like Leo.
Oh my God. Yeah. I actually am afraid of that because we don't need another Leonardo DiCaprio. Like I would prefer, I prefer my celebrities to be attractive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to see a movie with like ugly people, with like unattractive people.
Okay, speaking of people that are ugly,
yeah.
At least, but personality-wise, the aforementioned James Cordon, this is like gotta be one of the funniest stories we've heard in a really long time.
This is so funny.
It was so fucking funny.
I can't believe like this is, I feel like people have been talking about, oh, do you want to introduce this first before we?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, everyone knows. No.
Everyone knows.
Okay, you're right. So there is a famous New York City restaurateur who owns Balthazar.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm saying that wrong.
I think that's right.
Balthazar. Okay, it's a mouthful. And tons of celebrities go. It's very much like Carbone or Craig's or just like probably overpriced food, but all vibes, all celebs. And again, it's a staple in New York, and James Cordon was banned by the owner. The owner posted to Instagram. And is he a husband of a Real Housewife?
Is he? Wait, it's finale,
maybe,
right?
I don't know. Oh my god. I'm gonna literally die of that. I'm pretty sure he is. I'm pretty sure he's a housewife husband, or like somehow related to that TV show, but which is, oh my god. So
he should be on Housewives.
Yes, he should be.
Like
he
100%
should be. He's so funny. So he made this like really long Instagram post about how James was the worst customer that he's had in 25 years of owning Balthazar, and banned him from the restaurant. I guess in the restaurant industry, it's called 86.
Yeah.
And then I guess James called him and then profusely apologized and then was later unbanned. But for us, this is not news because we know that James Cordon is a loser because of the blind items.
Right. Like he's a monster.
Yes.
I think that my first impression of James Cordon outside of his little show, Carpool Karaoke, was, Into the Woods. He was in that movie, Into the Woods.
Yes.
And I assumed that he was gay. And then I found out that he was married with children. And that's something that I hate when that happens.
Okay, also, you're not the first person to tell me this in the last 24 hours.
I feel like everyone thinks of him as gay. And I think that maybe he should consider rebranding. He could pull like a Truly and be like, guys, I'm not mean. I'm actually just I was in the closet. Now I'm coming out.
Oh my god. Way too many people do that. I feel like that was Nick Prugo on the Bling Ring documentary. He's like, I burglarized a bunch of houses. He's like, but I was really struggling with the fact that I was gay. And I was like, I'm sure that was extremely difficult, but like, please don't commit very serious crimes because of it.
Like being upper middle class and gay.
And white.
LA, right. In LA in the 2000s. Like, calm down.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just like, I'm here for him being canceled. Honestly, I feel like his talk show his segments, other than carpool karaoke. Like, I'm a sucker for that. Yeah. But it's more the, like, stars, not him in particular.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm over everything. I didn't like him in Prom. I didn't like him in Cats. Like, like, I was going to say Ratatouille for some reason.
No. Don't ruin Ratatouille. Don't put it down on that pedestal.
I won't.
No, I was like, yeah, because people have said in like blind items and stuff. I don't even think it's like blind items either. Like, I feel like even Dumois has been saying like, yeah, he's awful. He like berates servers, and that's kind of like what. Okay, I don't want to say it's the worst thing you can do as a celebrity, because obviously you could commit actual crimes.
Yes.
But like berating servers and like people at restaurants and like people in public, like being rude to people is just like evil. Like, that's so evil.
Yeah, I definitely think it's like a big sign of who you actually are as a person is like how you treat, you know, restaurant workers or like at the spa or like whatever.
Yeah.
And I agree that like people, even Hailey Bieber has had rumors that she's a bad customer. And it's like, I think it's truly an indication of like who you are. Like, I vividly remember it was either on Keeping Up with the Kardashians or the new iteration of the Kardashians where Kris was on the phone with Khloe in their Escalade or whatever.
That was in the new one.
Yes. And
she's so rude to him.
Yeah, the driver, she's like asking the driver to shut the door, but she was like barking at him. And I was like, also, if you're an executive producer, like, cut that out.
Right. Like, people, that's how I feel about James Cordon, too. It's like, you're at a restaurant with, like, tons of celebrities, and, like, people go to that restaurant to, like, spot celebrities. Like, you're in a place where people are, a public place where people are going to see you, and you are a public figure. Like, behave yourself in public.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like, obviously, we're hoping that they behave in public and private.
Right.
Like, good people, but, like, at least public. Like,
at least in public. It kind of is like when you see, when, like, a celebrity gets canceled for, like, making, like, saying, like, really horrible things in the past, like, on Twitter or whatever, and people, like, find, like, racist tweets. It's like, you are a famous person. You can pay somebody to, like, scrub the internet for your tweets, and the fact that you like don't do that means that you think that this is like okay. Like, the fact that he can't hold himself back in public means that like he thinks it's okay to like treat people like this, which is like awful.
Yeah, I completely agree. And it's like, if yes, this was one particular incident that blew up, but it's like I'm sure there's so many more.
Yeah.
And you're totally right. Like, people now are internet sleuths and are just have their phones out in public all the time. Right. So it's like, you cannot be doing this. And you're right. I think it really comes down to it that they think it's okay. Like, when they don't go through and scour their social media, etc. Like, they're like, okay, well, if this gets found, it'll either be totally okay with my audience, because that's the type of audience they're cultivating, or it'll blow over eventually. Like,
right. Well, that was like the whole thing with like Tinks. Like, that was a while ago. But like people were like the people that she thought were her fans, she probably thought like, oh, they won't care about this, because like she definitely had the resources to like hire people to go through her Twitter. And the fact that she didn't is just like, okay, you're either like really stupid, which I don't think she is, or just like you don't care, and you like don't care if you're isolating people because they don't fit into like what you think you're like, who you want your fans to be.
100%. Yeah, it's so bad.
You think your fans are just like skinny white girls, or like you want your fans to be skinny white girls, and like you don't care about anything else.
Yeah, I think that's the fact is, it's like they want people that are just like them or think just like them.
Right. Okay, also, with James Cordon, he's really close with the Kardashians. Like, he's like been on the show a couple of times. They're like always on his show, especially like Kris.
That's a good point. And Khloe. Yes, that's a good point. And especially when Since Ellen hasn't had her show, I feel like
Right.
they've been using the late night shows a lot more. So
Right.
yeah, I'm wondering who's gonna like double down and like continue to hang out with him, or if people will like start to distance themselves.
I don't know. I think that like I feel like in the scale of like bad things that celebrities can do, they're probably like, oh, my celebrity friends are doing much worse things that the public doesn't know about. And like
Honestly.
in all reality, like he's a white man, he's gonna be just fine, and like nothing I don't think is really gonna come of this. I mean, I think people already hated him. Like I feel like the general population, I
Yeah.
don't know anyone who's like an avid James Corden stan. I think it's just that like
Yeah.
the celebrities like him.
And like, of course, you want some outlet of press to be in your pocket.
Right, right.
I just think that like the people that like James Corden are the people that are like watching The Bachelor, like no shade, but like okay, like I know a lot of people that watch The Bachelor that are like us, like
Yeah.
look at it with a critical eye and
Yeah.
stuff, and like make fun of it. But I feel like their core audience is like, I don't want to say middle America, but like kind of probably from like those kind of flyover states. And it's like
Right.
same with James's followers. Like I'm sure they're just, this is sounding so shady, but like I just like it's probably the same people. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, like, maybe there's some Karens in the mix who are like rude to customer service people and stuff, and they like don't think it's a big deal. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like people do that all the time. People are mean
Yeah.
to waiters and like customer service people and like people who work at stores and stuff because they don't care, especially like rich people because they don't think of them as like in the same level.
Sphere,
Now they're like
yeah.
not in the same sphere, so they're not important.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how this unfolds. If this is again like his, just like it kind of glazes over for him, or if this follows his reputation for a really long time.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of hope that it sticks with him, or like this sounds bad, but like I hope that more stories come out.
Yeah, it's
'cause-
kind of like the Ellen stuff. Like
right.
I hope more people do come forward.
Because I definitely think it's like if this restaurant owner obviously has a lot of like money and influence, so they're able to come out and be like, yeah, James Corden's a dick, like he's banned from my restaurant. But like if a server was like, yeah, he was rude to me, then that server would probably get fired. There would be like repercussions for them.
Yeah.
And like maybe now their people will be like empowered to say something because of this.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good point, because you're right. This restaurateur was like really like, I feel like respected in the industry and stuff, whereas like a random server wherever is like, maybe people won't take that seriously, or like, oh, you're just posting this for the clicks, or like all that stuff. That's a really good point. So let's talk about the Glee documentary.
I can't believe that those were real. I
can't. Know.
Why?
I know. I feel the same way, just because it weirdly feels like it was never going to happen, but then also that it was just a matter of time before it was going to happen. So Discovery Plus announced they are making a 3-part documentary about Glee, is going to talk to friends and other sources that were involved with the show, but it says that no current cast is involved. So I was like, what does that even mean? Like,
right. Like, what is this going to be?
Yes. It did say that it's going to cover like its scandals, and I'm assuming also just the absolute like juggernaut of a brand that Glee was.
Right.
But I hope that cast gets involved, and I hope they don't brush over like the Puck stuff and the Corey stuff and like the tragic death of Naya and the workplace harassment of Leah Michelle. Like I hope they cover everything.
Yeah. I think that like there's so much darkness, like true darkness, that I think that they could not put that on like a normal television network. Like, everything and like how much has been alleged, especially with like Ryan Murphy. He's a shady guy.
Yes.
And like people think that he was involved with some of the stuff with Mark Salling, like
yeah,
allegedly. But like I feel like there's just so much more that they could not possibly like A, cover in a 3-part documentary, and B, like put on a network like TV docu-series, you know? So I think that like for like our understanding of like, you know, what went down in the Glee world, maybe it'll be a little surface level. But also like I feel like everybody knows, you know, like what could they possibly reveal that we don't know? Also, like it just happened.
yeah,
Like, Glee wasn't
yeah.
that long ago.
Totally, 100%. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, I feel like they could also just talk about how poorly it aged.
Okay, I saw this on that Google Doc when you're making this. I want to say every time I rewatch Glee, I cackle. I don't.
Oh yeah, it's super
like,
funny.
Age, like I think maybe people wouldn't say the things they said on Glee now, but objectively, it was really funny. Especially like the first 2 seasons were like genius television, and I feel like that with a lot of like Ryan Murphy TV shows, like Scream Queens. Especially, it's like one of my favorite shows. But like, obviously, you could get away with saying a lot more on TV than you could now. But also, like, it was very progressive for the time. You know, like it was kind of a big deal.
Yeah, for the time, like you're right, like in terms of like representation and stuff, I feel like it was one of the few shows that just depicted a diverse cast, but which is like wild because again, I yeah, it has aged poorly. Is it funny? Like, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And you're right, like the first 2 seasons, I haven't watched them since like what 2005 or whatever, but like I remember I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons, and then seasons 3 to 5 or whatever were like absolute garbage. But I hope they cover all of that because like you're right about the darkness. Like it is so wild to me that 3 of the main cast members have passed away. Like that is wild. Especially
like I think that like Naya's death is a little different because that was like way post Glee, and that was like I would say I think was like an accident and like very tragic. But I think with like Torry and like Mark Salling, it was like other people from the Glee cast were probably involved in some way or another. And like I don't know, like dying of like a drug overdose is like that's really sad, and also
so sad.
Indicates something like really dark was probably going on that set. And the fact that like he was struggling with like addiction and then still being put on like paraded around and like put on TV is also kind of dark to think about. So I don't really know. I feel like it's just weird that they're making this documentary so soon after. And I also think that like there are certain things that we'll probably never really know about what really happened like behind the scenes. I do think that the like Leah Michelle stuff, I think that could be interesting if they actually, you know, go there, because I cannot believe the way that woman's career has recovered from being accused of like racist harassment of people.
Yeah, no one I feel like really even talks about that anymore. Like it's just the funny girl stuff.
Yeah, and like, oh, Leah Michelle can't read, which is like funny.
Yeah.
You need to say that. But like, I don't know. She seems like a god awful. A lot of rotted apples on that.
100%. Yeah. I'll be tuning in like premiere date. Oh, that's all 100%. I can say.
I'm so excited to watch it.
Me too. I'm so fucking excited. And yeah, it does seem really soon. I saw that they did like a Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial movie reenact, and I was like, that is too soon.
Right, like, that just happened.
Yeah, like literally like the ink is not dry on those court documents.
Right.
And yeah, it is kind of gross that everything just like has to be like, gotta capitalize on this too. But like, yeah, I'm really excited for the Glee documentary.
What I would love is like someone like a Heather Morris, because she's like completely out of the scene, she played Brittany on Glee. I would love for her to do like an interview or like a tell-all. Like, I want a good Glee cast memoir.
Yes.
Or like, that's like what I really, really want.
Yes. I saw on TikTok, because Leah Michelle got bangs and she posted about it on TikTok, and it was like, my husband said I couldn't get bangs or something. And I was like, you listen to your husband?
Right,
like
what? Why is your husband telling you to do with your hair?
I know, like, red flag. And then
Right.
Heather Morris got bangs and posted on TikTok.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. She looks good
Yeah.
with bangs, Heather.
Yeah, she does. Both of them do.
I don't really, in my mind, like, Leah Michelle always has bangs. Like, I only think of her as Rachel.
I thought that too.
I
know.
was like, oh, she didn't already have bangs.
Have
Like,
bangs.
I just think they're part of her face.
Yeah, 100%. But no.
No, I guess not. Yeah, I'm proud of her for making it to TikTok despite all the vitriol.
All the best.
Yeah, all the best to
Best wishes.
Yeah, best wishes. I guess she can listen to podcasts.
Yeah, she can hear us.
It's probably a good format for her.
Yeah, she's probably thriving in the podcast space.
You know that clip of her talking with Bethany Frankel and Andy Cohen, where she's like, they're like, oh, you can't read, and then she's like looking at the card and it like looks
like pretending not to be able to read.
Bethany's like, why would people even say that? I would love if people started saying Bethany Frankel can't read.
Yeah, let's start that.
You heard it here first. She can't read.
Okay, let's talk about Billie Eilish. She has been seen all over LA, like holding hands and kissing her new boyfriend, Jesse Rutherford.
Mm-hmm.
He is 30 years old. She is 20. He has known her since she was 15.
Oh.
I guess they're family friends.
Oh, God.
Thoughts on this new couple?
I'm repulsed. I'm absolutely horrified. I'm 22. If like back when I was 20, back in the day, if like one of my friends was like, yeah, meet my 30-year-old boyfriend, I'd be like, I'm like calling the cops. Like, that's
literally
concerning. I don't know. I think that there's just this idea that like these like, you know, Hollywood like ingenues and like the young girls and like pop and stuff, it's totally fine if they date older men because they're so much more mature and they've had all this life experience, and like that's probably what these like men are telling them too, like Wilmer Valderrama and Demi, like that's totally normal. Even like The Weeknd and like Bella Hadid, like
yes
like that. I feel like that's just so normal and nobody really I mean, now I think people are questioning it more and being like, no, that's a little gross.
I do agree that it's like, yes, people like Billie Eilish will have more life experience than the average 20-year-old because of her career.
Right.
It's like her fucking cerebral cortex, her prefrontal cortex is not fully formed.
And like, what do you do with a 20-year-old? At like age 30, what are you talking about?
Okay, so that's the opposite. I'm 30. If one of my friends brought around a 20-year-old, I'd be like, why did you bring this child?
Like, are you babysitting?
Like, literally, like in the States, they can't even drink.
You can't drink. What are they doing?
Yeah. It's so fucking weird to me.
It's so weird.
Yeah, the fact that he knew her when she was like 15, it's like, I hate the like inkling that like older guys are just waiting for a person, usually a girl, to turn the legal age to start dating. Like, it's weird.
And it just like keeps happening. And like, even if it's legal, it's still just like, I don't know. It's just like, gross.
Even if it's legal, it's weird. Like Scott Disick and all of his girlfriends, like it's like, okay, they're of legal age of consent, but it's like, you still have like 20 years on them. Like, it's fucking gross.
Yeah. I do think that like, I don't know, it's like how you can't really tell your friend to break up with their boyfriend because then they're just gonna like double down on it and distance themselves from you instead of the boyfriend. I feel like if people really turn on Billie for this, like that's not good because she probably doesn't think of it as like bad, and like that's sad, and it's like, you know, hard to watch, but
Yeah.
also like she's technically an adult and like can make her own choices, and like yeah, probably in 10 years she's gonna look back on this and be like, that was a big mistake and like that was weird and gross. And I don't think that means that you can't like hold the man in this accountable, but I do think that like she's gonna do it regardless of what people are saying. And wasn't she also kind of dating someone else older before she was 18?
It kind of reminds me of like Olivia Rodrigo too. Like she's been paired with a lot of like older guys. And yeah, just like when you said ingenue, I was like, oh, again, reminds me of Olivia.
I think that like there's so many creeps in Hollywood, and like they're just like preying on, I mean, that's like what the entire industry is. It's just like people preying on young women. Not here for it.
Me neither. So our next age gap relation that we're going to talk about, Billie Ray Cyrus and Firerose are engaged. Firerose is an Australian singer who's 28, and Billie Ray Cyrus, I didn't even look up his age, but we all know it's nowhere near the age of 28. Like, I think Miley Cyrus is my age, so she's 30.
Yeah.
So this is someone younger than one of your daughters.
Yeah. Hate to see it. We hate to see it. Expected. Truly. Definitely expected. Like, I don't think of Billie Ray as like a really stand-up, like, kind of guy. He definitely has a bit of like sleazy dad energy.
Yeah, he's always given me weird vibes, and this just like again confirms it. It is interesting also that she's a singer because it's like because obviously he's a singer and like producer and stuff like that. So I don't know. I guess that's how they connected, but apparently, and I couldn't find this on the internet, but people are saying that Firerose was on Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
And Nora and I did like a quick search and we couldn't find like what her role in it was, like if she was an extra or like had a, you know, a small speaking role or like something like that. But I just find that like so weird if that's true.
That's weird. I think in the ranking of gross behavior in the episode, I'm going to say this is less weird than Billie Eilish's boyfriend.
Yes,
because,
me too.
You know, her brain is fully developed.
Yes, she is fully an adult.
And it doesn't seem like they were dating when she was like on Hannah Montana.
No.
So
you're right. You're right. I think they only started hanging out a few months ago. Yeah. So I just looked it up. He's 61 and she's 28. So it's like it's still fucking weird. But yeah, I definitely feel like since she's like close to 30, it's less weird. She's like a full human.
But Miley unfollowed Billie Ray.
Yes, so that's I think the interesting part about this, because it's like we think it's gross, but it's like Miley also unfollowed Billie Ray, and it's interesting because I feel like when Tish and Billie Ray divorced, a lot of the times I think Miley was taking Billie's side. And was mad at her mom. So, yeah, she fully unfollowed him.
Yeah. That's like Sherry Nicole, Addison Rae, Monty kind of drama.
It truly is.
That's
crazy. Truly is.
I mean, so what I'm thinking is like, obviously we couldn't confirm when she was on Hannah Montana, but if she was on the show, let's say around the time that they were like, you know, 15 or 16 and they were like, friends, because like Miley has said before that she was like very isolated, like being on that show, and like she didn't get along with who's the other girl on the show?
Emily Osment.
Yeah, they like hated each other, so she probably didn't like have a lot of friends at the time, and like maybe they'd become, this is just my theory, I have no evidence for this, maybe they became friends or just like
You're making this so much worse.
And then he's like starts dating her and like marries her, or like they get engaged after a couple months, and she's like, okay, what the hell? This is weird.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh my God. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. You're right. So she's like pissed. Yes.
I'm
okay.
thinking this was someone that like Miley was friends with, or like,
and that's why she's pissed, because it's like, how dare you marry one of my like old friends or something?
Yeah, like my teenage friend or whatever. That's just what I'm thinking, because people did say that she was like on Hannah Montana. She's also like a singer, songwriter. They both have weird names. Like she's definitely in the like, she seems like a like Miley's type of girl.
Honestly,
I don't know, maybe
that's so true.
Maybe they dated in their teens.
Well, she's Australian. Maybe Firerose introduced her to Liam Hemsworth.
Oh my God. There could be a connection.
I feel like it's like literally we just made up an entire fake backstory. Like,
it's actually
none of this happened
because they were best friends.
Yeah.
And they dated, and she introduced them to Liam, and then started dating her, and now they're getting married. So
so like it's controversial.
Maybe there's something else going on though. We don't really know.
It could be something completely different, but these are our theories.
Yeah. Maybe like a financial crime, and she's distancing herself. Like maybe in a couple of weeks it'll come out that Billie Ray is like wanted for arson or like tax evasion or something, and she's like preemptively trying to do it. Just more theories, so we'll check back in on it.
Yeah, we'll keep you all posted. Okay, let's talk about your Pettyweight Champion of the Week nomination. So this is the part of the show where Nora is going to nominate a Pettyweight Champ of the Week, someone in the media who did something petty and it was iconic. Who are you nominating this week?
So by the time that this comes out, Midnights will have already come out. I want to nominate the queen of all pettiness, Miss Taylor Allison Swift. She has not given the Gaylors what we want. She hasn't given the Swifties what they want. This album hasn't even come out yet, but like people were leaking stuff on Twitter, and it seems like she got that shut down really quickly. I don't know. She's just been on her like petty shit lately, and I don't know if I'm here for it or if I'm against it. Like Taylor is like a friend that I'm in a fight with sometimes.
Yes.
We're like really good friends. I think if I met her in person, I would hate her.
Yeah.
But you know, I love to hate her.
Yes, I know. I'm in such a love-hate relationship with her too, because I like her so much that I feel like I hold her to like almost impossible standards.
But she also continuously disappoints us.
I know. So are you specifically talking about the Lavender Haze scandal?
So that was kind of the main one, but then there's also just like she's doing things that are, you know, internet crimes, like problematic for the internet, like her song with Lana Del Rey. She released it. Did you see her Amazon Prime thing? That was annoying.
Yes.
She was like, watch this football game on Amazon Prime. I was like,
yes,
honey, you don't need Amazon coin.
You don't need
what
NFL coin.
What are you doing?
You're fucking Taylor Swift. Like,
right. Like,
and also, okay, so I have one friend that like these are literally her interests, NFL and Taylor Swift. Shout out to Dana, but it's like there's no one else. There's no one else.
Right. Like her fan base is like girls and gays and not. Maybe there's some like lesbians that like intersect with the football, but I don't really think like. I don't know. Lesbians aren't really into football. We're like women's soccer, basketball.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Lavender Haze thing, I feel like you've talked about this on the pod, but that was...
No, can you share it for the listeners?
Wait, okay. I guess you also were out of town, so maybe we missed it. Yeah, so basically she said, this was like a week ago at this point, she's been releasing her song titles. One of them is Lavender Haze. All the Gaylors were freaking out because lavender is like it refers to like gay people, like queer, like the queer community. Lavender marriage is like a bearded relationship, so like a gay man and a gay woman getting married to hide their sexuality. The Lavender Haze is like a journal written about like heteronormativity and like lesbianism. I actually had to read it for a gender studies class.
Iconic.
So I was like, oh my God, this has to be it. So everybody was like, this has to be it. Like, Taylor, come on. And like, I didn't expect her to outright say anything about it or address it, because our petty queen Taylor, she doesn't address that kind of thing. She doesn't give us what she wants. And then she made a video being like, everybody is talking about all of these weird rumors about my relationship, and Lavender Haze is just about like being in love, and it's from this random episode of Mad Men. And yeah, the Gaylors freaked out because they were like, she's calling us weird. And I'm like, well, you are weird. Like, you're a Swiftie. You're a little you're a gay Swiftie. I say this as a gay Swiftie. Like, we're weird, okay? You are a weirdo. And I think it's a little loving if she was referring to that. But anyways, people like lost their minds and they were like, I can't believe she said this. Mm-hmm. I can't believe she's pretending that this is like a Mad Men quote. But that's like so Taylor. She's so deceptive. Mm-hmm. She wants to keep us on our toes. Mm-hmm. She's evil, and I love it.
Yes, I feel like Taylor writes songs and then has like the public reason for songs.
Yes.
And so that was her public, statement of the song, but she has a real hidden meaning about it. Like, obviously I'm one of those like
I don't even know what to think about Taylor at this point. I'm still confused about Joe Alwyn. It's gonna be a mystery, I think, until like the day that we die. I saw a trailer for some Hulu movie that he's gonna be in, and I was like, I can't believe that he's still up and coming again.
Yeah.
Coming back up.
Yeah.
Anytime I see two blonde people date, I'm disturbed as like like I'm automatically like, I don't trust it. I'm like, that's weird.
Agreed.
Where I'm at with Taylor coming out, I don't know about like, I don't know where you're at with that. Like, what do you think is gonna like happen? Like, do you think that she's ever gonna come out? Do you think that she should come out? Like,
I don't know. I don't want to tell anyone that they should come out, but like, I feel like for me, it's like, I do feel bad that like our little internet theories have really made it mainstream. I think that that's the thing that I like kind of feel bad about, because like I've contributed to that, and like now like fucking Rolling Stone is writing about it.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I don't want to cause someone like inner turmoil, but like
Rolling Stone wouldn't have written about it if she.
I know that. Yes.
It makes me go crazy.
It makes me go crazy because I'm exactly. This is me spinning my tires every single day of my life.
Literally, because I'm like, this wouldn't have happened if she wasn't okay with it. Okay, so I don't think this is. I think about this with Harry Styles too. I think that with Taylor, everybody thinks that she's, gay or queer because of the people that she's been linked to. And like Diana's come out as like bisexual, I think, but like Carly obviously is like married to a billionaire with a baby. And I think that, and then obviously with like Harry Styles too, like he's hinted at it a lot, but like he's been linked to Louis, he's been linked to Nick Grimshaw, like he's been linked to all these people. And I think that like if they were to like officially come out, it would be dragging other people out with them,
Right.
I think it would be like confirming those relationships. And so that's where I'm like a little bit sympathetic, because I'm like, okay, I can see that like in like Taylor's case especially, like she doesn't want to do anything to like hurt Carly or like ruin her bag.
Yeah, I kind of did low-key think that, because like with Lover and all of the clues that she was going to come out with the Lover era, and then I did kind of think, oh, maybe she put the brakes on that because of people like Carly.
Yeah, and like I think just the way like Carly's like linked to Kushner now, and that's really like
like she could be like fucking in trouble.
Like, yeah, that's like a bigger deal, I think, than just like a random
100%.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Carly like signed a deal with the devil, and
Yeah.
now Taylor's kind of, I think she probably has to go along with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really know. It's a lot. Also, like with Taylor too, it's like if she were to come out and then, you know, confirm, that would like confirm those relationships, but it would also confirm that the relationships that she told the public she was in at the time were fake.
As fake.
And also, most of those
yes,
people are also rumored to be gay.
queer. I know.
So it's like, it's kind of a lot bigger than just her.
That's such a good point. She might lose trust in her fan base, not for being queer, but for lying about like PR relationships.
And maybe she wants to keep up her relationship with Joe, which we all know is fake.
I actually think it's real, but well, I don't know. Who knows? I go back and forth every single day, but
I go back and forth. But yeah, I think she's petty in a way that I appreciate. At first I was like, she's being too petty, she's doing too much, the Swifties are doing too much. But like as the time approaches, as midnight's approach in what, like 3 hours at this point?
Yes.
Like we're so close. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Me too. I'm very, very excited.
If I'm still awake, I'm gonna tune into your live stream.
Please do. It's gonna be super fun.
I'm like trying to stay up because I really want to listen.
Yeah, definitely come and hang out. Yes. Okay. Finally, it's time for This Week in Petty, where Nora is going to share a story about something that happened in real life that she is petty about. What are you petty about this week?
So I went to a concert last night. I went to see Fletcher, and there were these, it was like a really small venue. It was like super packed, and there was this group of girls in front of us who were filming the entire concert, which like people do that now, whatever. I can't be petty about that, even though I'm gonna be.
I am.
These girls, they were live streaming on Facebook Live the entire concert, and not only that, they were like selfie live streaming at some points. Where like I'm in the background, and I'm like, now I'm gonna be on this random person's Facebook live stream, and like maybe they'll catch me in an unflattering angle, and that's going to be on the internet forever. Like, that's rude. That's disrespectful.
Literally, Kate, I'm so glad you brought this up, because nothing grinds my gears more than people videotaping shit that they're never going to look at.
Who
like
watches it?
No one watches it. Okay, so like I was at a fireworks show this summer, and like 90% of the people are taking a fucking video of the fireworks show, and I'm like, you're never gonna watch this. It's gonna look like absolute trash on your little iPhone.
Right.
And people just fucking Google fireworks show when a professional is filming it.
Right. You don't need
and same with Fletcher. Like, I'm sure there is professional videographers. You can
look up. Right.
Yes.
Right.
Like, or whenever like the artist is at like fucking Coachella or like a big festival or something, there is gonna be video of it, and it kill. Or like I remember when I went to the Justin Bieber concert. I didn't take any video, and I was like, oh, I'm bummed I don't have any like evidence of this. It's like, yeah. And then I just went to my fucking local news website the next day, and there was tons of videos from professionals.
Right. Like you don't need to film the entire concert.
No.
I also hate when you're with somebody who's like filming the entire concert, and then you like watch it on their Instagram story, and you'll hear your like loud, obnoxious singing voice in the background, and I'm like,
nothing's worse.
Put that anywhere. That's disrespectful.
I know.
You can't even hear it. And like I will film 1 to 2 songs. My max is like 30 seconds. I don't like holding my phone up. It's annoying. I don't want to be that person. But sometimes if my friend Charlie, he goes to a lot of concerts, and he went to Chromatica Ball in New York like a month or 2 ago. And I was like, please like film this for me. Like I need to see this. But then when we go to concerts together, I'm like, Charlie, stop filming. And I'm like, mad. But like mostly that's because I don't want my annoying voice in the background, and I like to, you know, chat and like interact with the person that I'm at a concert with.
Well, yeah, you like to live in the moment, and that's what everyone should be doing. No shade to anybody listening who does this, but like, yeah. I also, that's like the sad part for me is I always think about like, this is possibly a once in a lifetime moment.
Right.
And
you're kind of ruining it.
You're kind of ruining it for other people, but also for yourself. Like, I don't know. I just feel like when I don't go to many concerts, but anytime I've gone to like a show or even when I've been traveling, like I like to take a picture, but like I'll quickly snap one and like move on because like I'm enjoying the moment or the sunset or like whatever it is. Like, I don't know. And that sounds really obnoxious because I didn't used to be that bitch. And like people being like, be present in the moment are annoying. But like, yeah, look, I don't know. I truly believe that.
My screen time is atrocious. Like I spend
mine too.
So much time on my phone. But my phone is like just for me. And like in the comfort of my own home. Like my phone is for me to be scrolling on when I'm in bed or whatever. Or like when I'm supposed to be doing other things. It is not for like me enjoying myself. And like if I'm on my phone, I'm not enjoying myself. Like my phone scrolling, taking pictures, taking videos, like those aren't happy times for me.
Oh my God, that's such a good point. Yeah, like if I'm with people and I'm on my phone, it's like I'm clearly not present and like enjoying myself. That's such a good point.
Right. Because like there's nothing that I'm gonna see on Twitter that's gonna bring me any joy.
No, and it's like you can just look at it 2 hours later. So exactly. It's like, yes, that is such a good point.
And like when you're at a concert, it's like, why are you gonna? I don't know. Why are you gonna waste your time filming? Like you're
and
mad.
It's for other people. Yeah. Like that's the other thing. It's generally not for yourself. Like it's for other people.
Like not on social media or whatever, which is like also kind of annoying.
Yeah, so annoying. Yeah, so annoying. Okay, this was like a perfect This Week in Petty.
Yes.
Seriously. You brought up one of my like honestly biggest pet peeves. This was so much fun. Thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Where can the listeners find you and anything else you want to plug?
I am on Instagram. My personal Instagram is @NoriBlaw. My Instagram for my podcast is @State of the Union Pod. And we do post on there like semi-regularly when anything, you know, I like to post about the big stories, anything newsworthy and noteworthy. You know, if I spend a really long time looking at pictures of Britney Spears on the internet, that's where I'll put them. And my TikTok @FindingNori.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
And there you have it. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to Nora for joining me on today's episode. If you enjoyed yourself, share it on your stories. Give the podcast a rating and review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And maybe you want to consider joining Patreon. One more time for those at the back, patreon.com/RTBP podcast. Remember, you can always DM me and tell me what topics you want covered on the show. And you can leave a voicemail. Let's bring those back. Speakpipe.com/readytobepetty. Okay, love you all. I hope you are safe and healthy out there. As always, I'm your host, Torry, and I am ready to be petty. See you soon. Bye.